Welcome one all back to Kale's Tales. We're starting off, this Halloween month with a special new short. And for this month, I've decided to change the look just for one of my most favorite holidays of all. And I'd like to start off with a highly underrated cartoon from one of my favorite studios, the Fleischer Brothers Studios. Bimbos Initiation was released in the 1930s. This was... I don't hear much people talk about this. When those who think of the Fleischer Studios, they think of their most famous ones like Snow White or Swing You Sinners, Mania the Moocher. And for this one, the real animation buffs know this. This is described by Leonard Maltin as described the darkest cartoon of them all, which is probably, this is the last one that had part of the co-creator of Betty Boop, Nat Lampwick. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Anyway, this stars Bimbo the dog, who's Betty Boop's girlfriend. For those who remember Bimbo, he was one of the first. He was one of the first cartoons at Fleischer Studios before Betty, and his character design would change throughout each cartoon. He'd go from tall and with stringy and pitch black to now he's a little bit short. No, now he's got shoes, wears a sweater, and looks like he's a college student. And that's the most well known. When it comes to the rubber hose world, this is how you get an Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, a Cuphead, a Spinel from Steven Universe. Anyone who's a real big animation buff, they know this style of animation of Rubber Hose, and they really look up to it because it's both beautifully animated, hand-inked, hand-painted, especially with darker tones, darker elements. What I mean is, there are many of ridiculously dark art from this studio, such as there's one where Coco, Clown, and Bimbo are worshipping some sort of entity. There's one where Betty Boop actually goes to hell. It just pops up in her living room, she just goes to hell. There is one where a giant floating Louis Armstrong head is chasing Bimbo around. This is his own batch of what the hell. And with Bimbos Initiation, literally, basically, he is escaping a cult. That's the plot of it. And I love to go, to just talk about it, and I find it pretty enjoyable, really. So let's dive into it, shall we? What a beautiful black and white day. Not carefree in the world. Hope I don't get into trouble. Oh my god! I know back then that both Walt Disney and the Fleischer brothers were Dave and Max Fleischer. They were both rival and bitter enemies at the time. And so whenever they sneak a tiny little mouse in, that's kind of like a middle finger to Walt there. First off, a round of applause to the animators, the hand-inked animators who made all these stone walls of Bimbo going down that. Now, when it comes to cult leaders, this probably before them all. When you think of cults, what do you think of exactly? The Charles Manson cult, the Bill Gothard cult, Heaven's Gate, the Swifties. Ooh, they're all just demented. This one, I'd be shocked if they were inspired by this cult, just trying to convince Bimbo of, want to be a member? And he goes, no. These bearded guys with candle wax on their head, where he doesn't, know. Is he basically human trafficked? I think this probably brought up the plot of human trafficking. Who knows? No. I'm taking a stand. Wait.
What's happening? Oh man, what a day. Oh, the exit. Yay. Haha. This shouldn't be a trick. Oh, those bastards. Good grief, this is like a saw. Here goes again of constantly bothers him of want to be a member, want to be a member. Bimbo says no, and now this is turned into Saw. Like, they're sawing Bimbo with a sword. Man, this is dark. This rope here is tied to an anvil with spikes, and if Bimbo doesn't do it, then he's got live or die. Make your choice, Bimbo. This is both funny and disturbing at the same time.
And for a disclaimer, small heads up, let's see, Bimbo, Coco, Betty, they're not the first, first Rubber Hose characters. They are the most memorable and the most inspired and influenced by. The real geeks know that's Felix the Cat. That I'm mentioning this now because I know someone will in the comments. And people remember Felix the Cat, right? And I won't go too far deep into this. I can recommend you the Antunes Rubber Hose feud there. That's link in the description below if you guys want to take a look there. Highly fascinating. I love that in most cartoons, whether it's 30s and 40s, they would have, if a character's in danger, like tied up to something or have something that's about to crush, that's real heavy, about to crush them to death, there'd be like a candle lit under them or underneath the rope, and the rope like turn this like little figure that has a personality, just trying to burn it up and multiply, and it's kind of a dark and hilarious but disturbing feeling to think about in the world of animation, really.
Want to be a member? Want to be a member?
No.
And no matter how much Bimbo's being tortured by these guys, they keep constantly bothering him of wanting to be a member, and he's just, nope, bring it on. I can take it. And then he gets to these four doors of. To me, this is clever Joe Ryan. You never know if it's which one's the exit or some bad's gonna terribly happen. And what do we get right here?
Ingenious writing right here. The skeleton says I have bone pick view, pulls that door, he refuses, he pulls out the fourth one, punch him in the face, says, no, go through this one. You should have done that one instead.
Have you noticed that too? Like, if the real fans know this, there is a lot of butt smacking in most of these Fleischer cartoons. Like in Swing You Sinners, they brought up twice, and in here they like twice. So I guess that's their like secret fetish. That's almost like 90 something years old.
Come inside, big boy.
What a...
If you're wondering why Betty Boop looks different with long ears, before this, I think her first appearance was Dizzy Dishes, which was a Bimbo cartoon. She was originally a dog that was, I believe, Bimbo's girlfriend, and so they choose like either make her this weird looking dog or a human woman. Like, it'd be weird if it's a human girl ding a dog. Like, yeah, maybe human girl's better, okay. And that's really boom, she became a big deal, even more popular than Bimbo. But people still remember both of them equally, right?
And what have we here? We have Bimbo frantically trying to escape. Keeps own door. It's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And tinier and tinier. Until a little vacuum pops him up and swallows him whole. All doors shut, and there's a tiny little latch, and he goes down. This is a perfect one take. This was before CG and anything. This was all hand well written. All these acts coming after him, just almost nearly killing him. Like, he's just, there's no way he's not gonna live without emotional trauma from all this. Just just trying to get away and save his life. And then his literally his shadow is decapitated. Like, holy hell.
I'm pretty sure it's scenes like this with him stuck in the room and that sword coming after him, especially his shadow's head getting chopped off, is why Malton called this one the darkest one of all. To me, the darkest will always be Minnie the Moocher, of course, but he may have a good point. This I've never seen fear. I wasn't afraid of this because I guess because I'm older, but that doesn't mean I don't like it. I actually enjoyed this. I love the creativity. Would it be worse if his shadow wasn't moving at all? The fact that his shadow is moving with like a chicken with its head cut off is kind of makes it a little bit more eerie and bizarre. And furthermore, the fact that this was all hand drawn, everything that he's going through, all these actors coming after him, and just him just going through. Basically, this is basically Saw back in the 1930s. It's like really impressive hand drawn animation. You're like, well done, art. And to me, this is a well-written joke of after he's basically going through living hell, just trying to not get killed, and he's so scared he, I guess, coughs or foams up his heart, and it's still beating, and puts it back in his mouth, and that's well done. I mean, that's well done. Pretty much funny there.
And so they asked him for a very last time of, you want to be a member? Pulls off suit. Apparently it's Betty Boop. Just smacking her butt around, seducing Bimbo, just getting a rise out.
Wanna be a member?
Yes.
Woohoo! Look at them hoes! Ah! Let's see P. Top this party!
And that was Bimbos Initiation. It does hold up, and it would be nice to hear most people talk about it. Well, I know that MatPat the Game Theorist brought up one.
Disney there when all of a sudden he's confronted with a bunch of cultists. No joke, actual cultists asking him,
Want to be a member? Want to be a member?
No.
when Bimbo refuses, he suddenly
and moves like she's out of place. Number 32. While Sugar's a huge fan of those 30s cartoons, she also feels there's something unsettling and toxic about them because of the norms of the times they were made in. Sugar wanted to work in some of that difficulty.
There's always I do have a passion and love for these Fleischer cartoons, whether it's Betty, Bimbo, or Coco, and this is the one I don't hear much people talk about, and I'd like to very much throw my hat in the ring on just showing this out, just recommend this to you guys, because there's I wouldn't say very much scared of it, but I wouldn't be surprised if, I feel like it does like a homage to cult leaders, cult members, and like being held hostage until you're emotionally and physically abused to do this. It's basically what Bimbo's going through, especially when he was literally dragged to hell. And especially an early sign of Betty here, and all these, he basically said, if all these bearded guys want to be a member, no. The fact is, all these like Betty Boop clones smacking each other's butts like, oh hell yeah, I'm in. And I guess that was the time, of course. And so, do you guys have any favorite Betty Boop cartoons? Do you have any interesting Halloween recommendations? And do not worry, there's more. I've got more Halloween specials right up the sleeve for you. This special coming up real soon.